Hello. Is everything working? I think things are working. Yes, things are working. Live chat, live stream, it's going. Everything's up. Okay, I'm still struggling to get stuff set up. Hold on, chat. One moment. I can't actually see the chat right now. Okay, now I can see the chat. Anyways, hello everybody, and welcome to the 75,000 subscriber Q&A. I actually need to mute myself. I hear my voice coming through the stream. Okay, now we're good. Now, I think good to start playing the game and chatting with you guys. Other than the fact that Moon has not arrived, I am planning on having Black Moonlight on the stream as well. She's currently setting up her audio on her microphone. I don't know if she's done or not. I'm doing a lot of this the stream stuff very last minute, crunching for time. I forgot to make a thumbnail for the stream, and so I had to speed run making a thumbnail a little bit ago. Anyways, hello everybody. How is the chat doing? Is it welcome? Welcome everybody. Welcome Godzilla Man. Yeah, happy birthday. Yeah, happy birthday, Godzilla Man. Oh, thank you all for saying congrats. Thank you. Thank you very much. Honeycomb. Dragons. Already, we got a question. Honeycomb Dragons. What is your opinion on Amazing Digital Circus? So far, I'm enjoying it. I think it's well written. Okay, so real quick, just so that everybody is on the same page, I'm getting onto Ponytown, and we're going to be playing on the safe server. I don't have any big plans for this stream. No, like, you know, storming the beaches over some sort of sand war. Just kind of chilling more than anything else. Also, I don't know why my OC has this particular expression right now. He just, I think, had that. I was making something where I needed that particular expression. I don't know what it was. Also, why is Ponytown broken? Okay, it's not broken on your guys' end. I'm looking at the live stream. The screen looks fine on your guys' end, but on my end, there's a bunch of gray pixels covering almost about a quarter of the screen. Like where the map and the chat boxes should be. They're just like gray pixels, and I'm not sure what's going on there. Okay, so I'm definitely having a lot more technical difficulties than per usual. Give me a moment. Wait a minute. It's following my cursor. The black pixels. You can't see anything. You can't see what's going on. Oh, it's glitching out with the previous menu. Okay, I've got to refresh the page real quick. No, it's still not working. Okay, you know what? I will just play with my cursor off the screen, and I can't click on anything. That's how I'm gonna have to play. I know you guys can't see it, but it's a problem on my end, and I don't know what's causing it. Oh, hello! Reaper Nightfall. Or Godzilla Man. Yes, I was like, wait, this is Godzilla Man's OC, right? Yes, hi! Hello! One moment. I'm gonna see if I can get Moon on. Oh, Yeah, she's actually waiting for me. Uh, okay. Now, we should be good to go. I got into a call with her, but she seems to have muted herself. And I'm not sure what's going on. Yeah, just every technical difficulty possible is happening right now. Anyway, I should get to reading some of the chat that you guys have been saying. So first off, hi Silver Flash Cloudwing. Thank you for the super chat. You did this before I even started the stream. Yeah, thank you very much. Boops all the Star Striker pony I'm sorry. Boops the Star Striker pony then flies away. Are you not sticking around? Is that what that means? All right, well, thank you very much for the super chat. There's Moon. Hi, Moon. Can you... Like I said, we're having all the audio technical difficulties. Also, hello, Book Nerd Strike. It's good to see you back. It's an adorable version of my OC. I love it. Also, hello, Volcania. We've got just a bunch of people hopping on. I haven't even told you guys where I am or how to find me. I'm just like somewhere on a beach. I'm not even sure where on the beach. By this campfire. This is where I am. I'm by this campfire. Okay, we're okay. Hello, Moon. Moon is here. Moon has arrived. There is a heart button that you can press. Clicking it again. I see. Anyway, yeah, thank you, Blue Bright. Yeah, 75,000 subscribers. That's a lot. That's a huge number. I'll be honest, when I first started YouTube, I wasn't even sure I would reach 1,000. And now I've got 75,000. Yeah, for those who don't know, Moon was one of the people who initially got me into YouTube. Like, I had kind of wanted to do it beforehand, but wasn't really committed. I wasn't really pushing for it. I had tried making a few videos beforehand and then decided no, they weren't good and never actually posted anything. And then she and a few other friends were all like, "Hey, let's make some YouTube videos together." And so I was like, "Okay." And she helped like give me that final push that I needed to really start going on YouTube. And yep, that happened. Yeah, now she has 75,000 fans. You guys are fans of Moon, right? All of you? I expect every single one of you to be fans of Moon. No. No, it's not pre-recorded. Although that would help a lot with the technical difficulties. That's true. Yeah. Anyway, thank you all for joining in the chat and for the subscriptions. Anyway, Yes, don't forget to like the video. Anyway, so now that now that we're settled, we've got people on here. I think it's a good time to start the Q&A. I love the Star Strike clones. Derplicates, suplicates, slurplicates. You call them slurplicates because you slurp soup. Soup gets slurped. If it's a soup version of my OC, but it's soup themed. Well, actually, you can download the game. It's browser based or downloadable. So yes, we are playing on the safe server. Also, if you want to, you can play this on mobile. You can play it on PC. It is available for download on the App Store or the Android Play Store. I don't know about the Google Apps. I'm sorry, Apple App Store. I don't know about that one. I assume it's on there if it's on the Google Play Store. I can't speak today. Yep. This. I guess this is what happens when I decide to do a more casual stream instead of like planning everything out and having a bunch of different events and stuff scheduled, and then hyping up on sugar beforehand to make sure that I am high energy. That is actually something I do. Fun fact: before I live stream, I often like grab a couple cookies or soda or something to give me a bit of a energy boost. I did get a soda, but that was like 2 hours ago, so it's kind of worn off. Yes, ready for more questions because the chat's been going nuts, and I feel bad. I've been largely ignoring the chat. Yeah, and your messages in Ponytown just kind of disappear. I can scroll up through the live chat on YouTube. "24 hours. I guess it depends. Do I get to choose the location in which I am transported to in Equestria, like which town? Okay. In that case, where would be most fun, or where would be like most unique experience? Am I a Pegasus, a unicorn, or Earth Pony? I'm guessing Pegasus. I'm not. It's my OC. Okay. Honestly, I'm probably gonna go to Cloudsdale. I'm going to walk on clouds. I'm gonna taste the rainbow. The very spicy rainbow. And probably after I spend like a few hours just exploring Cloudsdale, looking at the weather factory, I'm probably gonna just fly to other locations because you can fly pretty much all over Equestria in the span of a day. Pretty much, because Equestria is a small place. Like even Twilight, when she was not good at flying, was still able to fly from Canterlot to Ponyville really quickly. So I'm sitting here like, yeah, if I were transported to Equestria within 24 hours, I might be able to see the entire country. I have not. I don't tend to play horror games in general, though part of me is sitting here like I want to play FNAF just to see what the hype is all about. But no, I've not played FNAF games. I know that there's a lot of lore involved with FNAF. The lore does seem interesting. I do like myself some good lore. Some. I want to watch more, but I've not seen a whole lot. I'm currently watching Attack on Titan. It's really good. No spoilers, please. I'm not very far into it. I have watched Death Note. Very well written show. I watched Sonic X many years ago when I was little. It's an anime. Um, oh. Oh, I've also watched Sword Art Online. It sucked. Which I know is going to upset every Sword Art Online fan out there. But no, Sword Art Online is trash. I also watched the sequel, which was somehow worse. And then I watched the sequel to the sequel, which was like Gun Gale Online. I feel very towards it. Yes, just not much. Yes. Oh, yes, I saw that one. I was interested to answer this. So, I think that it's genuinely my headcanon, my own headcanon that I just put out about Spike having a spell cast on him by Celestia. Because to me, that just makes the most sense. Is Spike had a spell cast on him to be able to send letters, since no other dragon has that ability. Yeah, that's it. It's so simple. It's yeah. Well, thing is, when you get into the more complex theories, like how old the main six are, it's a little bit harder to firmly believe it. Although I do believe that I had the ages guessed correctly. A lot of people tell me otherwise. I thought it was believing the most. Hold on, I gotta scroll back up. I thought it was believing the most. Wait, what do you mean? Oh, that Celestia is secretly evil. Yeah, she's an alien. Oh, yeah. Aw, it's very sweet. So I got into MOP one day when my older brother had set it up on the computer, a like family computer in the living room, and my family just started gathering around him and leaning in, and we're watching the episode. And as we're sitting there watching it, we're like, "Huh, this actually isn't that bad." And so I have been a fan ever since. Did I deny it at first? Yes. But yeah, if I'm sitting here making videos on My Little Pony, I feel like you kind of need to to watch the show. Also, hello, Master Code. Hello and welcome. I would say Rainbow Dash. Controversial pick. Yeah, I think Rainbow Dash. Yeah, everybody look. There's so many people who say Fluttershy that it has like one of the worst arcs because she keeps on backtracking, but she's not. She's just making baby steps with each episode or with each lesson she learns. Yeah, or Pony. How the lore of my pony. How did he get his cutie mark? I haven't put that much thought into it. It was I'm gonna guess what I'm trying to come up with something on the spot here. So he was in a war for his school. His school was in a war against a rival school, and it was the Great Food Fight. The Great Food Fight of 993, and all we had on us were peanut butter and jelly sandwiches, and Star Strike decided that we could turn the peanut butter and jelly sandwiches into a much more lethal set of weapons than they already were by choosing to just not take the peanut butter and jelly out of the jars and just chuck those at the opponents. They would surrender immediately, as opposed to if it was on slices of soft, squishy bread. We won that war, and so the cutie mark was performed. Oh no! I have read a few of the comics. Primarily, I've read the Classics Reimagined, which they're fun. And I've been enjoying them. But the comics, things like with Nightmare Rarity, or I don't know what it's called, the one with Spike and the fire snail with Luna. I've not really read much of those. Personally, I've not been the biggest fan of the comics due to just how many continuity errors are in them, and it bothers me a little bit that they're always pulled up in conversation as these I guess other areas of canon that people use to talk about lore and say, well, magic works in a particular way because this happened in the comic. And I always look at it and go, no, because that doesn't make sense because the show explicitly said otherwise. Those are my thoughts on the comics. I think most people nowadays disagree with me. That used to be a bigger, more popular position, but I think most people, yeah, I think the comics have really grown in popularity and more people are accepting them as canon. And I think that's largely due to the fact that the show is now over. And so it's much Yeah, well, the comics are no longer going to be contradicting the show quite as much, because what would happen, it wasn't so much that the comics would contradict the show, but rather the show would contradict the comics. And the comics are largely seen as like B canon, whereas the show is A canon. Yeah, and personally, I struggle to accept it as canon, just because it's something that changes on a whim and can be canonized or decanonized at any instance, and they're all referencing each other, explicitly stating that if basically saying if one cannot be canon, they really can't all be canon, because they're just so intricately connected to each other. I kind of want to make a video on the comics. I was planning on doing it a while back, just giving a very in detailed argument as to why the comics are not canon. And fun fact, it was actually due to Doc Anubis making a video claiming the comics are canon, explaining why. And I said, wait a minute, this point that he's making actually proves that they're not canon. And basically, it all ties back to Spike being the author of the comics. Because, yeah, I'm sitting here like, he's not trustworthy. He literally states that he's making stuff up in the comics. He embellishes things like crazy, and there's some things where he like literally wasn't there for them, and there's no way that we can trust his input. That's the gist of it. Anyway, there's more Q&A. I spent a long time on that one. Ooh. I think I would take them up on that offer. I think. Part of me, though, it feels like it feels like that Pony that the fans and the YouTubers should largely stay out of the actual show. It feels like to me, it just feels like it would be so out of place. Nah, because that one was largely a for the fans movie. That wasn't a No, I think I would cameo, and I think I would say yes. Yeah. Oh no. Uh, I don't know. I think maybe a little bit. I understand the hate. I totally get the hate, but I think it might be a little overdone. It's like it's a badly done, cheesy romance that adds nothing, and he's not his character's not really developed much at all. He doesn't have anything unique about him. He's just meant to be a love interest for Twilight. So I understand the hate, but it's also largely harmless. It doesn't really go anywhere. It doesn't hurt anything. They should have either committed to it or just not done it at all. Initially, but nowadays, no. Like I used to. Yeah, people. I've noticed that people's response whenever I say I'm a YouTuber after they ask what I do for a living, it's either "Oh my gosh, that's so awesome," or if they're above the age of 45, it's usually so. How does that work exactly? It's actually largely based off of a very old version of my OC that I drew when I was like 14. Uh, it's quite a while ago, and then when I was about to start YouTube, I needed to redesign it and make some sprites with Ponytown, so I based it off of that original drawing, and the original drawing I made largely from just a tutorial on how to draw ponies that I found on YouTube. And then I gave him some wavy hair that's kind of like what he has now. And then when I was making him in Ponytown, I said he needs an outfit. And I gave him, I was like, I want to give him this cool, like warrior looking outfit, but I don't want it to be overcomplicated. I don't want it to be like, I guess gaudy is the word, because so many people make over the top gaudy looking OCs, and I'm like, no, I want something that's like simple and stands out and is easily identifiable. And so I landed on this. No, no, absolutely not. Wait. I assume you mean. Flurry Heart. Both. The answer is both for no. No for both. I mean, because if you're talking about like, because it's something that you're supposed to earn. So if you're saying, did she deserve to be an alicorn from birth? No. But does it make sense that she was an alicorn from birth? Kinda. I mean, like she has the genes for it, so like it's possible. I just wish that they explained it a bit more in the show instead of just going, the birth of an alicorn is something Equestria has never seen. It is beyond even our understanding, and then just never bringing it up again. I'm like, why did you do that? Best I can figure is the writers had no explanation. Hasbro told them, we need another alicorn princess. It must be a baby. And so they were just forced to make Flurry Heart, and they had no in-world lore reason for it. And so they just said, it's beyond even our understanding. Just roll with it. That is my guess. Because we all know that Flurry Heart is just a merchandise baby. I don't know. I see a lot of merch for her to this day. I don't think so. I think most people see Flurry Heart as a demon child. Uh, Heartswarming Tale. The Scrooge McStarlight one. Yeah, that one. Favorite episode. Favorite episode, hands down. I love the basically minor rework that they did to Scrooge to make it fit Starlight so well, and have Snowfall Frost's character and arc and everything just mirror Starlight's actual redemption arc so well. I think that the choices for all the casting for like who each of the characters was supposed to be representing was perfect. Luna as the spirit of Heartswarming Future. Absolute best choice they could have made. Also, I have a yes. Also, I have a theory that Twilight secretly wrote the Heartswarming tale because all of the characters have similar names to her friends. They all act in similar ways, and then she also reads it in her friends' voices. And I think originally Snowfall was not meant to be Starlight, but Snowfall was meant to be Twilight. Because Twilight doesn't appear in the book at all. She just reads it. So that's my theory. I've considered making it into a video, but it's a little bit short for that, and I don't think it would perform well on YouTube. Yeah, there's a lot of theories like that where I'm like, this isn't gonna perform well, so I don't make a video on it. Oh, the best character development? That's a tough one. I want to say Fluttershy? Genuinely? Just because it's so realistic. I don't know. They're all really good. That's the thing. Except for like maybe Rarity. Rarity, I think, has some of the worst character development. Not that it's bad. It's still good. It's just when compared to all the others, it's not as grand of an arc and it's not as interesting to me. But in terms of best, I think it's probably Fluttershy. I don't think so, because it's just been such a big talking point for so long. Yes. Oh, goodbye. Hold on, Godzilla Man. Thanks for showing up. Thank you very much for showing up to the stream. It's good to see you. Yeah, he's got to go. Oh, my least favorite? The rap by Snips and Snails in Rainbow Rocks. That's it. It's intentionally bad, but it's still bad. What's my favorite? This will surprise no one. It is Luna's future in A Heartswarming Tale. Yeah, it is? Wait. You like that one? Okay, I that's why I was surprised. I didn't think that you liked that one. There were like 2 or 3 songs that you enjoyed, I thought. It's a catchy song. You're in my head like a catchy song. I mean, I would destroy the lives of any one of them that I brought into the real world. So, if I had to suddenly pop one out of existence of Equestria and bring them here, I think I think either Rainbow Dash or Rarity would handle it the best. This isn't a matter of like, who do I want to see in the real world? This is a matter of whose life do I want, do I think would not be impacted as badly. It's horrible for all of them, but I think either Rainbow Dash or Rarity would take it best. So when I was coming up with the OC, I sat there going, okay, do I want a pony OC or do I want something other than a pony, like a Kieran or a I don't know, a Manticore, Hippogriff? So I said, no, I want it to be a pony. And the reason was because I didn't want people to look at my OC and think, oh my gosh, it's another non-pony OC. How original. Because so many people get non-pony OCs and it's not as unique as it used to be. And so to avoid that, I said, I want a pony. And then I said, okay, so out of the three, which do I want? And I was like, well, I don't want Alicorn because I don't want it to be a Mary Sue. I don't want Earth Pony because that's boring. And then I thought about Unicorn and said, no, because I don't want to give my OC a bunch of magical capabilities where in a very soft magic system where I could accidentally have some serious power creep going on and basically turn my OC into a Mary Sue with the different magical spells that he might know. And so I said, Pegasus. That sounds about right. Good. They have a little bit of magic. They can fly. I'd love the ability to fly. It's perfect. And then afterwards, I found out that Pegasus Pony is literally the most common and most popular choice of them all. I picked literally what everyone else picks. Yes, I see that. From Fandom Theorist. I'm trying to figure out what is BOD. I don't think so. Especially, for a few reasons. One is I don't listen to them, and the other is that the audio dramas are much harder to make videos on because I don't have any visuals to show people. So, like with the show, I can put up a clip of something happening on screen, or I can put up a screenshot to show you something that I'm talking about. With audio dramas, I would either have nothing or I would have to somehow make the visuals, which is either very time consuming or very expensive if I have someone else do it. So, no, I'm sorry, I won't be reviewing BOD. Yes, hello, Featherwing. I think that it's pretty good overall. I know Spike is somebody who, like, his development's often, hated on. I'm trying to think, like, I don't think like much of it. It's just, it's fine. It's decent. I question the decision to turn him into Giga Chad Spike at the end. But that's less of character development and more like a artistic choice. I'm doing well. Thank you for asking. Yeah. I hope your day is going well. Thank you very much for the super chat. Yeah, thank you. Do I think there's any fan made music? I think so. I think there is. It's hard to say because the best music artists are going to be the ones who make the best music. But yeah, but the fandom, the creators often don't make as much music as what the show has. The show has so many songs that it's hard to compete because out of all of them, surely one or two of them is going to be better than what the fandom can make. And the fandom's music, well, a lot of them are good. They're really well done. They're also largely very, I guess, amateur-ish music, whereas My Little Pony is done by professionals. Daniel Ingram is an amazing composer and music artist. But yeah, like in terms of like some examples of ones that I think largely do better than MLP, the Infinite Eclipse series by Jick Rowe I think is incredible. I'm not like a fan of all of them, mostly ones that are just music because I like lyrics, but a lot of those are really good. Also, you know, there's the classic Discord with Eurobeat Brony. That one is really well done. So yeah, I think there are some standout ones that largely top MLP's music. And Lullaby for a Princess. Lullaby for a Princess and The Moon Rises. I think they top most of... Well, that's about my entire list. Yeah, the ones that I'm listing, those are some top tier fan-made songs. A side antagonist. What about Diamond Tiara? Like, she's not an antagonist anymore, but that's why I want her to come back. Is because they gave her a character arc and then forgot about her. So, I would like her to come back, but in terms of ones that are actually antagonists, let me think. There's the Flim Flam Brothers. There's Gladmane. There's Mean Six. Who else is there? Oh, Diamond Dogs. Oh, just between those two? Oh, Suri Polymere. That's the Suri Polymere is the one who stole Rarity's dress designs and with her fabric. I would say Suri Polymere out of all those. I feel like they could have done more with her. And they just kind of didn't. But I would love to see more of her. I think that she was an interesting antagonist. I have. Avatar: The Last Airbender, I will argue, is literally the greatest show, like most well-written show ever made. Genuinely. I stand by that. It's not necessarily a favorite. It is one of my favorites, but it's not necessarily my personal favorite. But I can still look at it and say objectively speaking, best written show of all time. Is it flawless? No, but it is near flawless. It is near perfect. Yes. It's a good kids show. It's not a favorite. I know it's one of Moon's favorites, but it's not one of my personal favorites. It does. You watch the show for Cedric. You do not watch the show for Sophia. You watch it for Cedric. Yeah, his plans make no sense. Like they make less sense than anything Doofenshmirtz puts out. Yeah, but I would say that his plans, I genuinely think, are worse than Opaline's. Like they're that bad. Yeah, he tries, but also, you know, the difference between him and Opaline is that Opaline is portrayed to be a smart, super threatening, dangerous, and powerful villain, whereas Cedric is not. Cedric is supposed to be a dumb villain, so it works. It's fine. Okay. uh Changed completely. By that, do you mean like I assume you mean I think it depends on like at what point you're talking about. If you're talking like season 1, then yes, I would say let's fix it. Even by season 2, maybe 3 or chapter 3, I would say let's just fix it because there are ways to fix it. It is salvageable. But if you're talking by like the end of the series, I'd say no. Scrap it all, start over. But I think that it was salvageable at chapter 3. After 4, I was giving up on it. Um, you know, given that they don't even give a second look or blink twice about, you know, Spike walking around in there, I don't think that they would mind a human. So, well, most of them don't. Yeah, but everyone else, maybe a little bit. But if they don't freak out about a baby dragon walking about, I don't think they're gonna freak out about a human. But it would also depend on whether or not I can take, you know, friends and family with me, and whether or not they would want to go. Like I'm not going without Moon. Favorite Quest Girls. This is a controversial opinion, but Legend of Everfree. It is seen as the worst Equestria Girls movie of them all, and I understand. I get why. I've heard the criticisms, but I love it. If for no other reason, it's the songs. I think the music in the movie was actually better than Rainbow Rocks. Genuinely. I especially love We Will Stand Forever Free. That is my second favorite song in all of MLP, right behind Luna's Future. And the opening song about Everfree is fantastic. It is just such a fun, upbeat camp song. I love it. Oh, Fortnite. Maybe. I don't play Fortnite. I've never played Fortnite. I have avoided Fortnite because I don't want to become addicted. But if they made an MLP skin in Fortnite, I can't guarantee that I would stay away forever. Then yes, 100% I would do it. I can be bought. I think it definitely could work. I think that the fandom has demonstrated that it would definitely work. Since there's so much horror fan fictions out there. But I'm not into the horror genre all that much. I respect like the art form and how horror works. So do I think that it could work as a movie? Yes, I think it could. I just wouldn't trust Hollywood to do it right. I think that we would get something very similar to like the Pooh Blood and Honey movie. I think that's about what we would get if Hollywood tried to make a horror MLP film. Yes, not lately, but yes. I have been to BronyCon for its last 3 years. So 2017 to 2019. And I have been to HarmonyCon once. I would love to go again. That was a few years ago. I'd love to go again, but it's an expensive trip for me. It's a very long drive, or I have to fly, and I can't fly, or I don't want to fly often because I have a high risk of developing a blood clot if I hop onto a plane. So I avoid flying most of the time. But yeah, I would love to go to more pony conventions. Yeah. Well, it is wonderful. It is fun being an MLP channel because there is so much to talk about. Um, but I will say I do. Even despite that, I do often feel limited on what I can talk about because there are other things that I want to make videos on. Like I would love to make a video on Puss in Boots: The Last Wish, because that is a favorite movie of mine. But I'm sitting here like I know that video is probably not going to do well, so I don't make the video. I want to talk about Spyro, but I know that video is probably going to be performing even worse. I've thought about setting up a second channel, but I'm like, I don't have enough time to run a second channel for video, especially for videos that I know aren't going to do well. And I know it sounds like I'm talking like it's all about the views, but when it is, when you are making a living off of YouTube, you do really need to worry about the views. Like so I try to come up with like a compromise. What do I want to make plus what is going to do well? Hence MLP. I'm like, I want to talk about it. I've got some fun video ideas for it, and I know it'll do well because there's a pretty good sized audience for it. And honestly, there's not a whole lot of competition in this space. So for any of you looking to start YouTube, My Little Pony is a great way to break in because the competition's really small. Yeah, everybody else was doing Minecraft videos, which is a very saturated market. But My Little Pony, there was a lot of demand, especially when G5 was coming out. A lot of demand for pony videos, but not enough supply. So my videos started doing well, despite the fact that they were pretty trash. Yeah, I'm happy with the quality nowadays. Overrated. Oh, overrated. I'm gonna say I I think Derpy. Honestly, it might be Derpy. I love Derpy. She is wonderful. I love that she represents the fandom so well. She's a great character, but I think she has maybe been given too much praise. But I don't know. But then again, people don't praise her. I'm thinking about it more. People don't praise her for being like an excellently written character. I think people just praise her for being that adorable pony that represents the fandom. And in that sense, I'm sitting here like, no, wait, she's not overrated. That's perfect. That's exactly what she is. So let me think again. Maybe Luna? I love Luna. She's wonderful. One of my favorites. But also, she might be overhyped a little bit. But not by much. Which villain would I transfer to G5? If you're talking like remove from, if we say transfer, if you're talking like remove from G5 or have come back, have return, none of them, because I don't want G5 to taint these villains. But if I had to pick one, who do I think would be like the most interesting to return to G5? I'm gonna say Queen Chrysalis. I like Chrysalis. She is one of my favorite villains. I think that she could work well in G5 in terms of story potential. And I think it's possible for her to come back because you just have to break the statue. Of course, you get the other two as well, which I would love to see both of them come back and give them all a proper redemption arc. But yeah, it's hard for me to decide on one. I think Chrysalis though. Yes. So yeah, even if she became a little bit more, I guess, comedic towards the end, she still had enough seriousness and intimidation factor to actually, make you go, oh gosh, darn it, these ponies are in serious trouble and they're not going to be able to escape this one, kind of thing. Maybe she starts rebuilding her hive. She starts laying some eggs. We did not. I would not have minded it, but I also know that Moon is not a huge fan of the MLP songs, so we didn't. And also, it wasn't an MLP themed wedding. The only pony related thing we had were the cake toppers, which wasn't even my idea. It was Moon's idea. Like, I did not force her to have ponies on the cake. Who would I be roommates with? Probably Applejack. She seems like the most, I guess, yeah. And no, she wouldn't. She would make it a muddy mess. She's just the most responsible. Yeah. Yeah, that's true. I think that's a good pick. I'm just picking Applejack because I'm like, she would be the easiest to live with. Because of I don't think so. I don't think there's any theory that I've had that I've avoided because people would hate it. But I did hesitate a little bit with the Cozy Glow video because I thought that people might hate that one. But I did it anyway. That's not a theory video; it's a discussion video. But in terms of theory videos, no, I can't think of any that people would hate or it goes too far to post. Wait a minute, you're telling me that Vinyl Scratch speaks? Vinyl Scratch has words? I genuinely don't remember an inflatable dress. Hold on, I gotta look this up. I'm trying to remember. One moment, I'm looking it up. Hold on. Oh, wait a minute. Is this the one? Am I thinking of it? You're thinking of Holidays Unwrapped. That was Equestria Girls, right? Yeah. Okay, I was thinking of what's it called? The Perfect Gift one. I think is what it was called. No, no, no. Yeah, I know the one where they're all fruits and vegetables. That's a dress. Uh, I think she makes it work better than most could. Uh, no, because I'm already in the best relationship possible. Yeah, a little bit for Fluttershy when I was like 13. Thank you very much. Uh, Panic, find Twilight, and say, "Please send me home." I want to get back to Moon. Okay, maybe a little tour, but then but that's I'll get a tour while Twilight is figuring out how to jerry rig the portal to the human world to come to our human world. Favorite episode of G4? Well, that would be the heartswarming tale. I did talk about this. Is only the third time I'm bringing it up this stream. It's a really good episode. It's a really well done retelling of A Christmas Carol, just ponified, and it's just unique enough that it's not like a one for one copy. It's also its own story in a way. Yep, I'm here. Yeah, we have we're in two separate rooms right now to avoid audio interference where because there's a problem where I speak too loudly into my microphone, and so Moon's microphone picks it up, and so we get an echo. Speaking of which, is can you guys hear Moon clearly? I actually forgot to check this when I was first. Yeah, but also it's like it's possible that you can be heard, but you're still so the volume is a little too low. The the they were they were fun. They were interesting. I feel like they were underutilized. I feel like there was more that could have been done with them. The melting scene. I wish we got the uncensored version. Like I get, under, as you know, different to what other people say. I understand why they censored it. It was a little bit more, I guess, disturbing than most of the death scenes or violent scenes in MLP, and it goes a bit further than what they normally do. But also, I would have been fine with it. I like it when every once in a while it takes things a little extra far like that. Because because the more contrast you have where it's like extremely like more brutal thing over here and then cute happy fun times with ponies over here, I think it really just helps with making everything stand out. The darkest moments seem darker, and the lighthearted moments seem even more lighthearted. I have actually considered it, and every once in a while I'm like, I kind of want to return to it, but then I'm sitting here like, no, I really don't. I'm done with G5. But part of me is sitting here like, there is more I could fix, but I'm just over G5 at this point. I have reviewed all of the episodes. I have watched the entire series like multiple times when I was reviewing it and writing the scripts and stuff, and I'm just done with it. It was fun. I like reworking poorly written stuff, and I might bring it back in a sense, just not with Make Your Mark. Also, oh my gosh, that duck skin is amazing. I'm trying to click on it. I'm failing to click on it. I'm clicking on there we go. Duck. That duck skin is fantastic. Oh my gosh, I love it. Aw, that's so cute. On who? I'm sorry, I could. Oh, Cadence. I I like her. I mean, a lot of people hate her. I like her. Uh, is she like, a fairly stereotypical princess? I mean, a little bit. They could have done more with her, but I think that she's got just enough personality and uniqueness to her that I still like her. I would have loved to see more of her. Yeah, lots of potential with her. Uh Maybe that's the one that I really got to think about because now I've got to put together real quick, like on the spot. a theory about destiny versus like whether or not the main six actually you know what? No, the answer is no. They would not have come together because we've seen what happens in the future if the Sonic Rain Boom doesn't happen. And the main six don't necessarily all meet each other. And so if Nightmare Moon hadn't showed up, that wouldn't have been there wouldn't have been a reason for them to all find the elements. So no. I don't think that they would have all come together with the elements. I think Twilight would have just failed the test that Celestia gave her to go and make friends, and then would have returned to Canterlot to just continue studying until Celestia said, okay, it's time for you to try again and make some friends. Yes, I have had a few lucid dreams. I don't get many of them. But I have had a few. I've had, the classic where you fly. I've had a few different methods of flying in my dreams. There's just flying like Peter Pan, the classic, and then there's flying where I'm like basically jumping on air, and then there's flying where a giant propeller just sticks out of my head. That is a dream I had many years ago, and it came from me watching Thomas and Friends as a kid, and it was specifically the propeller from the helicopter in that show. That I was very young when I had that dream. Was it lucid? I don't remember, honestly. I think it was. That's the thing. I don't remember if I had control over it. It was so long ago. Yes, I'm aware. It bothers me a little bit, but but also I did not draw the sprites for my OC. That was Benny. No shame to Benny, by the way. I love the sprites that Benny has made, and I very much appreciate. Or Drees. Drees is the name primarily now. Anyway, yeah, Drees made the sprites and didn't make a pommel, but I still very much appreciate the sprites. However, if I do ever get them remade, I want a pommel. That is like my number one change I want. I want a pommel on my sword. In fact, the sword I would like to be redesigned entirely to fit the merch that I have for it, where my OC is holding a sword. Yes! Yes, thank you very much. Oh, thank you. I hope you have a good day too. Thank you again so much for the super chat. It's the second one now. Thank you. And boop to you too. I'm gonna boop the like button on your super chat. Probably. I'm not doing many shorts because they just take too much time away from main videos. I know they don't look like they do because they're shorts. They're like a minute long, but that's 1 minute that I could have put towards an actual video. And shorts only really work well if you do a bunch of them. Like shorts are something where you need to be posting like every day, at least once a day. So, a lot of people post 3 times a day. I can barely get one longer length video out per month. So shorts is not really an option for me. I tried it a little bit. I would like to do more, but it's just not possible for me right now. Every once in a while I'll post a short, but it's usually going to be something like a clip from a longer video like I've considered making a short out of the egg joke at the end of the Cozy Glow video. I don't know how well it would convert to a vertical format, but I might do that at some point. A favorite fan-made MLP-related game. I'll be honest, I haven't played many fan-related games, or fan-made games, but I think it might just have to be Ponytown because it's the one that I've done the most. Oh yeah, Slaughterhorse. Yeah. It used to be called Pinkamena, and then Hasbro said no. Yeah. It's a nice little game. I like Slaughterhorse. It's like Among Us or Werewolf, but it's single player and pony themed. I have not. Although that sounds like it would be a cool lucid dream to have. No, I've not done that. But now I'm just sitting here like I need to get control over my dreams just so that I can have that one. I feel like I have, but I don't remember them. I don't remember my dreams very well, generally. I try to like make a note, like remember them as soon as I wake up because I quickly start forgetting them. But I'm pretty sure I have had MLP related dreams. I just can't tell you what they were because I don't know what they were. Okay. So tip number 1 would be figuring out like a style, like a general style. You can look at other people's videos, figure out their formats, their layouts. Like my style is largely based off of how most people do MLP videos, where it's you have your pony standing next to a screenshot and you have it talking. I would also say you can find some good tutorials online on how to edit. DaVinci Resolve is the editor I use. It is free, it is extremely powerful, and it is super easy to pick up initially, but there's a lot to learn. Like it's got a very low bar to entry, essentially. Yeah, I highly recommend DaVinci Resolve. It is genuinely better than most paid-for editors. There is a paid-for version, but you don't need it. I'm trying to think, what other tips can I give for editing? Yeah, I would say like I don't know. I would need to like largely like see your channel and your videos to point out specifics, but like maybe don't do what I did in the beginning, which is have long pauses in your audio thinking, oh, it's a natural breakpoint. It's a natural pause in when I'm talking. And people want my voice to sound real and natural. And then have like a 1 second or 2 second of just empty space where nothing's being said. And I'm like, no, that's boring. And I look back at my older videos, I'm like, you stupid, don't do that. And then I fixed it really quickly. I quickly realized this is a mistake. And you know what I did? I did the opposite thing, and I made my audio too condensed, and I was talking way too fast. And now I look back at it, and I'm like, no, you dummy. You fixed the first problem, but you've gone the full opposite direction and made a totally new problem. So figuring out pacing, that is what I would recommend doing. I am still not the best at it. To this day, I'm still figuring it out. Yeah. over time you can say, oh, I would say like maybe learn one new thing each time you're editing. Every time you pick up the editor, say, I want to make one new effect, and then learn how to make that effect. I want to improve my audio. I mean, you can spend 5 hours on maybe one effect. Yeah. Yep. I mean, there was the instance with the G6 leak. The G6 leak, that video has been taken down because Hasbro said no. So if any of you were wondering, is that leak real? The answer is yes. Hasbro was taking down people like mad, saying, no, we got to cover this up. I don't know if it's safe for me to like bring that video back or not. I'm not going to risk it. But that's about it. That's just the one video that I've been tackled by Hasbro for. Oh, hold on. I real quick. There's a question from Silver Flash Cloudwing again. This wasn't long after the first one. And it's been up a while. I don't know if you missed it. Well, this one was a super chat. Yeah, the second super chat, or third at this point. I wanted to make sure I got to it. Mind if I make a fan drawing of your OC in server? Yeah, go ahead. Go for it. Yeah. No, I love the fan art. I really appreciate it. Yes. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, on a side note, thank you to everybody who makes fan art of my OC. If you're looking for a place to share it so that I will see it, you can either join my Discord server, which is linked in the description. And I have a channel in there dedicated to where people can just post fan art. And if you don't have Discord, you can feel free to at me on X or Twitter or Twix. I can't promise I'll see it immediately because I don't really ever use it. I'm not very active on there at all. And as a last resort, send it to my business email. I should see it at that point. If you don't have anything else, there's that. Hi, Billy. Thank you. Alicorn orcs. Is this a recent trend? I've not seen it. I've not heard of it. Again, I have not been on X or Twitter or Twix. Because I'm not very active on social media in general. It's just YouTube, really. And then sometimes my Discord server. I wish I could be more active on my Discord server. But but my day is usually spent, editing and writing scripts and stuff like that, just working. And then once I'm done with all that, I spend the rest of the day with Moon when she gets home from work. Yeah. That too. If I'm not working, I'm spending the day going laser tagging or a seminar or something. Oh, the most fun video. It was probably one of the April Fool's videos. Which April Fool's video? I'm not sure. I think it was the the G6 video. That was fun. Compute and I were just sitting there coming up with all these crazy ideas for like the world building and characters and everything. Excuse me. It was a lot of fun, and we were making it seem so realistic. Like, we fooled, I think, most people with that, looking at the comments. And I expect there to be people who say, I knew all along that it was an April Fool's prank. But no, there weren't a lot of those. It was mostly people just saying, dude, you're such a jerk. I thought this was real, and I was so excited. Yeah, that one's probably the one I had the most fun with. I also, of course, really enjoyed Twilight is a Cannibal and Celestia is an Alien. Celestia is an Alien, I think, is my favorite April Fool's video that I've done. But in the process of making it, it was actually a little bit stressful because while I was making it, I originally didn't even know what the video was going to be. I was really making up a lot of it as I went along. Yeah. I made up a lot of it as I went along. You mean April 1st? Yeah. Yeah, I have an idea for the next April Fool's video. But depending on how certain, I'm not spoiling it, but like depending on how certain events unfold going forward, depends on what the video is or if it even gets made. But I do have an idea for the next April Fool's video. If I could make an episode of G4. If I could make an episode of G4. Okay. Cozy Glow Reform episode? Yeah, I would say Reform for all three of the villains, but I can't. Well, the thing is, I wouldn't be able to fit all three of them into one episode effectively. You would need like a season or at least half a season to do them properly, especially Chrysalis. Chrysalis is the main one that would take a long time, and it would be a lot harder to just convert her in a day. Not gonna happen. I'm still somewhat deciding. It's hard for me to decide. I have a couple of ideas. I want to do a live stream, but I also want to do an actual video where it's like 100K special, and it would probably be a video where I'm just going into great detail, explaining my YouTube journey and how I got from 0 to 100K. That would probably be the video. But in terms of a live stream, I don't know. I've been trying to come up with ideas. At first I was like, hey, what if I did something like where I gathered like 100,000 of an item and then just like dove into a pool of like 100,000 rubber duckies. And then I found out that's going to cost at minimum $250,000. Or not necessarily $250,000, but like, yeah. I'm honestly not sure because like I'm not. I don't really focus too much on the voice actors and their lives and who they are as people. But I know that I have met Michelle Creeper like once. It was like in an autograph line, at BronyCon. So before I was even doing YouTube, and she was nice. So I guess Michelle Creeper. just from that one experience. I know she's also like been super involved with the fandom, which is great. Thank you again, Cloudwing. Yes, but Fluttershy is a wonderful character. Not my favorite, but definitely up there. I think it's probably going to be garbage. But I also... What? It's gotta be fun garbage. If it's not fun garbage, it's... You've messed up bad somehow. But yeah, I think that it could work. Genuine. I think it could work. I kind of want to make a video explaining in depth why it could work. But do I think it will work? No. But yeah, it all depends on like what kind of plot they make. Yes, I am watching it regardless of its quality. Hopefully, I can get if it releases in theaters. Hopefully, we can get in there like day one, because I want to make a video on it. Yeah, because whenever I gotta make a review on something, my entire life becomes making a video where I literally work like 12 hours a day or more, just working to get it out as fast as possible. Some. I mean, I like some. I have a I like a variety of music and genres. I can't think of any punk rock off the top of my head. You know what? Actually, for those of you who play Brawl Stars, Bad Randoms. Bad Random songs have no business being as good as they are. Those are some wonderful punk rock songs. Good question. Hopefully very soon. I've been working on a few different projects. Like I've been working on I'm scripting a video right now that is going to be another video talking about the ages of the main six. And I've got a video in the works with Mattias, which is mostly done. It's coming along very well. Hopefully it'll be out within like, I want to say 1 or 2 weeks. Hopefully. I don't know. It depends on how the sketch goes. Probably closer to 2 weeks just because I've been so busy lately. But I will get it out as soon as possible. Moon and I's anniversary is tomorrow, our wedding anniversary. So, you know, got stuff to celebrate. Yeah, it's wonderful. I'll be honest, I'm not super into shipping. But if I had to pick one, it would probably be, well, if we're talking canon, well then it's going to be Pear Butter and Bright Mac. If we're talking non-canon, then it's Soren and Rainbow Dash. I do like Minecraft. In fact, I actually considered having this stream be on Minecraft instead of Ponytown. And I found a My Little Pony themed is Minecraft server where I was like, oh, we can maybe all get on this. But then I also realized the server didn't seem to be very active. Yeah, there didn't seem to be a whole lot to do on it. And it was super laggy, and not everybody has Minecraft. And I also didn't want to potentially destroy the server by flooding it with like the hundreds of people who are just going to go there, and some of them would potentially cause trouble. Most, I think, would behave. But when you get a large enough group, you're going to get a few troublemakers. And I didn't want to cause problems because I wanted to live stream on there. I would love a heartwarming doll in real life, provided it is of my pony and not of human me. If it's of the human me, it's going to look terrifying, especially with those button eyes. But if it's of my OC, absolutely. I would love that. Sombra. King Sombra. He was made as a pure evil villain. And I know people are going to say, but the comics! And I'm going to say, but what about the comics? I don't care about the comics. As far as the show is concerned, he is a pure evil villain with zero redeeming qualities and is just there to be evil for the sake of being evil. And he loves being evil. He wants to rule the world and kill people and enslave everybody. So it's King Sombra. That's the guy. The Pillars versus the Student 6. Who do I like better? Okay, so the Pillars absolutely demolish the Student 6 in a battle. Star Swirl alone would defeat all of them. But who do I like better? I don't know. I think the Pillars. They didn't get as much screen time, but I think that they are all just very interesting characters lore-wise, and that's why I like them. I would actually like that. I think that would be a cool series. Yeah, that would be fun, actually. I never considered that. But yeah, The Adventures of the Pillars. Yeah. You know what? I feel like we've been stationed in this one place for too long. Let's go find a new place to hang out. I don't know where we're going to go, but everybody just follow me. I feel like I might have considered that a long time ago. Also, I don't think people are following. There's a few. Yes. I feel like I might have considered that at one point, but that does seem like it would be a fun video. I would have to like really think about like the structure of the video and if it would work or not. But yeah, that I definitely like this idea. I'm in the bakery. Yes, I am in the bakery. I'm gonna sit inside of a booth. Let's all cram into the booth and disturb this one random person who's just chilling, minding their own business. I'm eating a marshmallow in the bakery. Actually, can you stick a marshmallow on a plate? I'm gonna find that out. The answer is no. You just end up picking up the plate. I think so. I think we could have gotten um actually maybe not. I don't know. I think it could I think it definitely could have worked. Uh I'm trying to decide whether or not it would have been better to focus on them if it would have added or taken away. No, I think no, because I think that the CMC have gotten plenty of screen time. They were well developed, and their main arc had been completed. So I think it was. I actually don't think it was a bad call to introduce new characters in the form of the Student Six, but it could have been handled better, and they definitely needed more time. So this is where my controversial opinion of there should have been a 10th season comes in, where I'm like, we need a 10th season just so that we have more time with the Student Six. Yes, I do think so. Just yeah. What brand is the microwave? Give me uh one moment. I'm gonna disappear. Moon, take over. I I found. Yeah, I looked at the logos, and yeah. Oh, by the way, this microwave, it's got a dial. It doesn't have multiple settings. It's just a dial you turn, and then it ticks down. Yes, and I'm adding on to that. It's just a dial. There is no high heat setting or defrost setting or anything. You just turn it and it goes. Anyway, so I looked at it, and issue, there are 3 logos on that microwave, and I don't know what brand it is, but it says it is a half pint Sharp Carousel 2. Oh, GF is here. Real quick, GF is here. Hi, GF. Anyway, what was that? Did you say something about Starlight or Sunset? Uh, choose like which one I like better. I'm gonna say. Oh, that's tough. They're just so similar, and they're both so well done. They're just. I can only pick one. I think Starlight. Just because we've gotten more with Starlight in the actual show. Um, that too. She has that going for her. Yeah. Whenever she shows up in cartoons, we're always like, "Wait a minute!" She goes, "Wait, it's Barbie," and I go, "Hey, it's Starlight." Like we were watching Ninjago recently, and we realized Gail Gossip is voiced by Barbie Starlight. I mean, Barbie Glimmer. The all of the young six, all of them. Uh, if I can only pick one, Gallus, because I feel like Gallus's arc from not from a misbehaving Griffin who needs to learn friendship to a nice guy was a little. It happened in the background, basically. Like, if just through a few subtle things, like where every once in a while he would like help give one of his friends a boost, sort of thing, or give someone a compliment randomly. But there was no more serious episode or set of episodes where we watch him transition from like a jerk to a nice guy. And that's the thing, he never seemed to be much of a jerk, which I feel like he should have been, because if you grow up surrounded by jerks, that is your entire society, and your society is basically built on being a jerk, and if you're not a jerk, you're not going to get anywhere in life, then you're probably going to be a jerk. And he just wasn't as bad as any of the other Griffins, which, to be fair, might have been why he was sent to the School of Friendship. But I feel like we just needed more with it, because I feel like there was so much potential there, where there could have been a lot of tension between like him and the rest of the Student Six, where they're all pretty friendly except for Gallus, who comes from a not so great culture. And what'd you say? Oh, what's his name? It started with a T, I believe. Oh wait, are you thinking of Sandbar? Oh, I was thinking of the. I for some reason I thought that you leaped away from Student Six, and I was thinking of Silverstream's cousin or brother. Silverstream's brother. Yeah. No, but Sandbar. Yeah, I would have liked to see more of Sandbar. Yes, and I love the air fryer. It is wonderful. It makes it's better than the oven. It's better than the microwave. You get like the best of both worlds from it. It's just you can't cook anything raw in it, and that's disappointing. Yeah, we have made cookies in an air fryer one time. That turned yeah, it turned out surprisingly well. Redesign a character. I don't know. I love the designs so much. I've heard some people like talk smack about the designs, but I like them. Um, oh, well, the rainbow power modes. Yeah, I would love to redesign those. I don't like them. A lot of people do like them. I don't. Uh, but that's not redesigning a character. Uh, and if I had to pick one out of them, it would probably either be Twilight or Rarity. I think we're the worst in the rainbow power. But if I had to redesign one character, I'm trying to figure out, is there anyone in this show whose character design I straight up did not like? I'm sitting here realizing, man, the character, yeah, they did good. The character designs are excellent in this show. They all represent the characters they're supposed to be so well. It's great. I don't know. Maybe some of the background dragons, and that's about it. I still like them. I yeah, they did good. It's hard for me to say I would want to redesign any of them because I can't think of anything I would do differently. Kieran's. I want to see Kieran's come back. Why were they ignored? Why were they introduced into the show and then just forgotten about? They showed up in like the final episode and that was it. They didn't even really do anything. Okay, so you found the one thing that I would actually say completely redesign. That's not a character. That is not a character, but their designs, like for all of them in general, I didn't like. I've become used to them, but I also, when I first saw them, I was like, oh, you looked so cool a few moments ago. What happened? Why? That's the thing. If he's asking specifically from the comics, I don't want to give like an in general answer. But I'm also sitting here like, what villains do I know of from the comics? I know of Nightmare Rarity. And the Storm King, a little bit. He had more elaborate like backstory and stuff in the comics, but no, I don't know the comics well enough. I know of the Bulls. I know of the Bulls in one of those comics. I don't remember the plot point. I just remember it had something to do with Appaloosa, and then the Bulls eventually start jumping through fire. I guess maybe them if it's from the comics, but again, it's a very limited answers for me. But I would like to see Grogar return. I know he's not from the comics, but he is a character that I would love to see be the actual final boss. I was disappointed that he wasn't. That's actually, you said final boss. The Bulls wouldn't work as a final boss, but also they're the only villains I know of from the comics. Yeah, when it comes to questions about the comics, I am not well equipped for this. You don't want me to answer that. Oh, you! I thought you were saying GF. Oh, I thought it was turn GF into a pony. Oh, well then no, I'll gladly sacrifice the French toast. I am not sorry. Who asked this? Oh. That. Oh. Pegasi. If I was a villain bent on world domination, I would control the weather. Because I genuinely think that that a very well coordinated Pegasus army is more threatening and more devastating and more powerful than the entire unicorn race combined. Just because of I do want to make a video on this at some point. It's just sort of been a lower priority one because I'm not totally sure how it's going to do, but I do want to make it at some point. but it would. But I think that with the insane amounts of speed that so many of the Pegasi have, the ability to control the weather, shoot lightning, hailstorms, cause droughts, flooding, tornadoes, the cloud cover. I even made a video a while back, where I was talking about how Cloudsdale would be used as a weapon. Where I was like this was back when I was making a theory on G5 and the history. I was like, hey, what if you turned Cloudsdale into a giant indestructible floating military base? And it would be incredibly powerful. Okay, what villain would I let into MLP from other shows? Okay, I'm trying to think. It would have to be somebody. That's the thing. I'm trying to think, because it's got to be somebody who can be family friendly enough that it wouldn't clash with the show and the writing style, but it would have to be somebody super powerful that either Discord could not stop, or Discord could stop under normal circumstances, but has somehow drained him of his power or trapped him to where he can't. Bill Cipher's a maybe, but I feel like Discord could still easily beat Bill Cipher is the thing, unless Bill Cipher somehow found a way to take his magic, which is possible. But I also think Bill Cipher might be just too dark for the show. So maybe not. So other villains. I don't know. That's the thing. Whenever people come up with villains for shows, they're always designed specifically for that particular show. Like Firelord Ozai wouldn't fit in any show other than Avatar. The best one I can figure is Bill Cipher, but I just don't think he would fit. If anybody else has answers to this, like put them in the chat, and I'll look at it. We'll see if we can find something that fits. I do not, but it's a fun theory. It is a fun idea. It's less of a theory, and it's more like a fan fiction or a headcanon than anything else, because there's literally no evidence for it. But if they were to exist, my guess is that they would be located in the roots of the Tree of Harmony. They would grow underground. Yes. The mean six were absorbed into the Tree of Harmony, and that spawned the seeds for the elements of disharmony. I would have loved to see the elements of disharmony show up, though. That's an old theory, and it would be a fun thing to have in the show. Ranking of the main six. I would say that's hard. I've never thought about it. But I would say probably Rainbow Dash at the top. Then probably Twilight, Fluttershy, Pinkie Pie, Rarity, Applejack. Love them all. If I were to give it more thought, that might be rearranged, but I think that's my stance on them all. Yes, I was saying that. Someone said Dr. Eggman. Yeah. I like Dr. Eggman. He would be fun, and that's a good one. I would have loved to see Dr. Eggman in My Little Pony. He would fit so well. He's like just goofy and lighthearted enough that it would work, but he could be a serious threat. And I can imagine him being like, oh my gosh, this world is full of magical ponies. Imagine if I turned them all into robots, or if I were to somehow drain all their power. Like, I think that he would make a good villain, and he could be a genuine threat. Yeah, Lord Garmadon, that's... Ah. Okay, so I have... Okay, so I've not played much of the Skylanders games, but the Skylanders show... Okay, but the Skylanders show, I watched a few episodes of it, and I hated it. I really didn't like it. I thought it was so bad, and I really didn't like Chaos. I thought that he was just terrible. So, I'm sorry if that offends you, but like, oh gosh, I did not like that show. Well, just scroll upwards. I'm sure other people have been asking questions. Oh. Wow. The issue is that you've got to rework her entire character. But I would say make her manipulative. In the beginning, it shows that she doesn't have a whole lot of magical power, but she is extremely manipulative. And not in the way that we saw her in G5, where she was like, quote unquote, manipulating Misty, because that was terrible. But something more like what I did in my video, where I said that the crystals of, like the Unity crystals, are evil. Like the very concept of them is evil. I would say take the version that I made of Opaline in that. Make her the villain. Because in that story that I rewrote, I made it so that Opaline was manipulating Sunny to actually join her, and it was done in a believable way. So that's what I would say. It's like, make her a scary villain by making her somebody that the good guys think can be trusted, or at least Sunny thinks can be trusted. And then once she gains a ton of power, I would say don't do what they did with T-Rex, which is, now that I have all this power, Discord, you are useless to me. I would say instead, make her be like, no, now that we have all this power, we can accomplish our goal, and just keep Sunny on her side instead of gloating. And then let her unleash her devastating power, so that only once it's too late would Sunny realize her mistake. I would say that would make her a scarier villain. Also, don't make her freak out over like her looks or anything. Don't make her whine. Don't make her complain. Make it like she can complain in like a very aggressive sense. Like if something goes wrong, destroy the environment around her with a single blast. That's fine. But don't make her go, oh, my manicure, or my hoofacure. Oh, isn't my hair lovely? I don't want that. I don't like Opaline. Worst villain I've ever seen, worse than Chaos. I have considered it, but I have decided not to do it for a couple reasons. One is, again, I'm not very interested in the MLP comics. But then the other reason is because I don't think it would do well. Genuinely, like I try to make like I said earlier, I try to make videos that I both enjoy and I think will do well, and that one's just not enough of either. But yeah, if you want some reviews of MLP comics, I can point you to Doc Anubis. Doc Anubis does a bunch of reviews of comics. You might enjoy his work. The ocean is a soup. The ocean is a soup. Yes. I'll be honest, my throat is getting dry. Yeah, it's been 2 hours. Yeah, I wasn't sure if you guys would have this much. I had the plan to like if the questions were slowing down, we could like storm the beaches and convince everybody to put on hats or something. Yeah, like you guys just kept them coming. I wasn't sure that there would be this many. Yeah, well done, guys. Woo! Yay! I don't know if my clapping came through very well. You know what? We can do one last thing. Because maybe it'll require less talking of me. Let's all put on hats and go storm the beaches. Tell everyone we're the Hat Gang and get everybody to put on hats. Just see how many hat wearers we can convert. All right, so we're heading to the beaches. I think it's just like in your customization. You can put a toy on. You can put. Yep. I've lost my people. It should be the button on the far right at the bottom, with the pencil. I've got a cat. I'll wear a cat. All right, we're hanging out at the fireplace. Your skin is very cool, Sombra-san. I like it. I mean, if I can take all the friends and family with me, it would be Equestria. Things are a lot less complicated there until a villain attacks. It's just a nice. It just seems like a nicer area to live. Where is your hat? Oh, there you are. Oh, that's cute. That's cute. Very colorful. I want to go and see if we can get other people to put on hats. You can either do it in your character editor, or you can even just have like a cat or a leaf or something on your head. Yes, as a matter of fact, I'm gonna go ahead and add an actual hat instead of just the cat. Where? There it is. It's like I'm pretty sure this game has a top hat. It does. One moment. Just gotta. Why is? Oh, there it is. All right. Yeah, sorry. I can't multitask. I cannot like talk and customize. That's the thing that I am terrible at is multitasking. It's one of the reasons I'm sorry. But yeah, I can't talk and do literally anything else. That's why Ponytown works so well, is because it's mostly just talking, and then I just press random buttons so that I walk around. Anyway, it looks like everybody's got hats now, or at least most people have hats. Let's go find some people and just tell them we are the Hat Gang, and convince them to put on hats. Just nobody who says "Do not disturb." Yes, if they don't want to be disturbed, we won't disturb them. I found some people. We are the Hat Gang. Hat. Join us and put on your hats. Is this propaganda? Maybe. Stop. Someone is Egg. Egg. That's the person's name is Egg. All right, let us move on. Let's more find more hat people. Oh, here's some people. Hey, they seem lively. Yes. We are the Hat Gang. Hat. Please join us and put on your hats. Hats. Yep. They're like, maybe if we just say nothing, they will leave us alone. Yeah, they don't seem very interested in joining. Wait, someone's typing. Someone's typing. What's she gonna say? Still typing. Well, that looks... Yep. Yeah. That's it. That's because I am. The ocean is a soup. The ocean is a hat. The ocean is a hat. Okay, they don't seem too interested. We're gonna move on. They're just ignoring us. Okay, what about these two? They're not. Oh, they got do not disturb. We'll ignore them. One of those is do not disturb. We'll ignore them. What? One of these is do not disturb. What? So many have do not disturb on. One of them has do not disturb turned on. One does. One person. Okay, here we go. Yes. We are the Hat Gang. Hat. Please join us and put on your hat. You have a hat. You are good. Oh, someone's saying that the stream is like 1 minute delayed. Oof. Yeah. Yes. Yeah. Unfortunately, the combination of like YouTube's latency combined with like my latency, because I do have some latency turned on, because I don't have like the fastest internet in the world. It's okay internet. It's decent speed. It does its job, but just to make sure that the stream, doesn't go wrong or die, I have a good latency turned on. If I ever am able to upgrade the internet, I probably will. Mostly just for the live streams, even though they don't get used. That feature doesn't get used often. Part of me wants to do more live streams though. I don't know what they would all be about, but part of me wants to do some live streams. And they would largely be like casual ones such as this, where it's like, I'm just gonna tell you guys in a community post in a few days, I'm gonna just hop onto Ponytown and do a Q&A. Yeah, but I do feel like we need that it's about time to wrap up the stream. The Hat Gang thing isn't going as well as I would have hoped. I hope that we would I hope people would be more interested instead of ignoring the Hat Gang. I just realized my cat's eyes glow. Yeah. Yeah, thank you all very much for joining the live stream. And thank you all for 75,000 subscribers. That number is huge. And now we are on to 100K. I am excited for 100K. Yeah, if I can reach 100K before the end of the year, I would be so happy. That gives me a month and a half to get 25,000 subscribers. I will have to put out a video every week. I think it's possible. It's a little iffy, but it's a maybe, and I will try. Could happen. I hope it happens. Tell all your friends. Tell all your not friends. Tell all your enemies. Let everyone know that I am here to be subscribed to. Goodbye.